Invoice requirements in the USA. When you send an invoice that meets all US invoice requirements, it makes your business appear like an American business to your US clients. It also helps your client to process it fast, because it will have all the required information. For you, that means little or no back and forth and getting paid promptly. USA Invoice Requirements. An invoice can be used to declare the value of goods or services, and to determine custom duties when shipping. Therefore, the information you provide must be accurate and verifiable. W-9 form with your first invoice. You need to send your first invoice with a W-9 form if you are a foreign contractor or business entity. You do not need to attach it to subsequent invoices. Some businesses may require that you fill and send them a W-9 form before they process your invoice. Your US client needs the W-9 form to file tax returns, and it is necessary that you provide them with one. Name of your company and business address. Your invoice must have your company name as well as the business address. Your company name and address must match the details in the W-9 form. Otherwise, your client may request you to revise your invoice. Your client's name and business address. You need to include your client's business name and address in your invoice. This name must be the one that will be on the 1099 tax form, which is sent to the IRS and a copy to you. Project address. If you offered your services at an address that is different from your business address, then you should include that address in your invoice. The address can be included as an alternate address when filing tax returns. Date, invoice number, and payment terms. Your invoice should have a date when you created it, a unique number, and the payment terms you expect the client to adhere to. The payment terms are important because they may determine how fast they will pay you. Due date of the invoice. The client can choose to pay before the due date or pay later if the terms you set allow them to do so. Description. You can describe the service rendered, or give the reference number of the product you shipped to the customer in the description. Quantity. You can give the number of hours and minutes or you worked, or give the measurements of the product you delivered. The date should be in the month, day, year format, while the measurement should be in US units, not the metric system. Amount in USD. In the case of services rendered, the invoice should have the amount by the line of service, as well as the total amount due. If the invoice lists products delivered, it should include the total amount per product, total sales tax amount, the sales tax used in the calculation, and the total amount in USD. Payment information. Your invoice must include the correct payment information, which your US customer will use to pay you, credit card, wire transfer and ACH transfers and checks. US invoice format. That is the basic US invoice format for invoicing US clients. If you are going to be invoicing your clients regularly, you do not have to memorize everything. Frequently asked questions invoicing in the US. Here are some of the questions that answer possible questions you may have as you create an invoice. These can help you decide between creating an invoice template and using invoicing software. How do you invoice your customers? You invoice your customers by creating an invoice document and sending it to them. The invoice will have the word invoice as the letterhead, a unique invoice number, your contact details, their contact details, a summary description of what you are invoicing, and the date of supply of goods or services. How do I make my invoice look professional? You can make an invoice to look professional by using invoicing software. Those have special templates tailored for different industries. However, if you want to do it yourself, formatting it with your brand colors, and including the required invoice details will do the trick. What invoice number should I start with? You can start with any arbitrary number, but you must maintain a sequence after that. For instance, if you want to send your invoice to PDF.co, on August 25, 2020, and it is the first invoice for your business, then your invoice should have some of that information. Is invoice number the same as account number? No, an invoice number is different from an account number. An invoice number identifies the invoice document, while the account number identifies the bank account number. Is invoice number and order number the same? An invoice number is different from an order number. The order number refers to the purchase order, which the customer sent you when they ordered for goods or services you supplied.